In this video, I'm going to show you how you can search for a large number of products on Amazon and actually automatically bring all those products into a spreadsheet format with the actual product data. And so the way I'm going to do this is using what's called the browser automation. One in particular that I built on Automa, which is called the Amazon Search Scraper, which works from Google Sheets. So the first step is actually to get a list of keywords that I want to search on Amazon, and then I'll show you how the process works from there. Now, one thing I really highly suggest if you're not already using this is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is great because you can actually ask it for a list of keywords, for instance. What are some product keywords that are popular? I'll even say on Amazon to be more specific. Usually I would just ask for keywords in general, but I'll put Amazon in particular and see what it gives me. Okay, so these are a few popular keywords. That's all I need for this example. You can ask it to give you more and it will give you more. However, I'll just take these, copy them over to a spreadsheet. Now, on the spreadsheet, you want to reserve the first row for a column heading, and then on the rest of it, I'll just paste the search terms, the keywords. So now I have this list of keywords, and of course, if I were to do this manually, I would take each one. Laptop, for instance, right? I would have to then type that or copy it to Amazon and then perform a search, and then that's when those different products would come up. So what I'm going to show you instead is how you can do this within automation. Now, the first thing is that you'll have to install, if you have not already, you'll have to install Automa, which is a free platform for browser automation where you can develop and run automations for your browser. Now, once you find my automation, which I will provide the link in the description, what you'll do is simply add this to your extension. So you'll install the Chrome extension, and then you'll just add the workflow by clicking add. And once you do that, it shows up on your installation of Automa. So what I'll do now is click on the plus sign to add workflows, and this should be it right here, Amazon Search Scraper, the one that I just added or installed right from my listing. Now, all of those automations on Automa are free. It's a free open source kind of platform. So now from here, the first thing is to go to this trigger block. And the reason is that the trigger block has certain parameters, which are basically settings for the program to run. Now, the way I set this up is that it inputs the data by reading the Google Sheet in the actual browser. So that means that you have to go to the Google Sheet and actually copy this spreadsheet URL. Make sure that you're on the actual input sheet, and then go back here and just paste it. And then the output, on the other hand, uses Google Sheets API, which means that it will directly print to the Google Sheet without even opening the sheet. In order to do that, Google API requires the actual spreadsheet ID. So for that, you have to go between d/ and /edit. And this is the spreadsheet ID that you then need to copy. You right click it, copy. You go back here and you paste that output spreadsheet ID. So this is your sheet URL. That's your output spreadsheet ID. The keyword column, I have it defaulted to A. That's typically where it's going to be. Heading row is 1, start row is 2. Destination sheet output destination column is A. I'll explain this. In fact, I'll explain it right now. The destination sheet name is output. Okay, so I have a template that I provide, an actual Google Sheet, where I have it set up to work with this browser, by the way. So this these settings are based on that template. So I'm going to click add a sheet. I am actually building a template right here, right now, but you can just download mine. And so this is output, second sheet, and I guess I could call this keywords or input or whatever I want to call it. So basically, this is the output sheet. Okay, that's where it's going to print out the Google Sheets products, the products into Google Sheets. Now, to finish this, the destination column is A. It's just going to pretty much spit out all the data here in A. There's not really much you can do with this. You just have to leave it blank, and it will just spit out all of that, or print out all of that product data. Now, the maximum products per search. This is the maximum number of products that it will attempt, or that it will be able to actually pull from the Amazon search. You do have to give a number, because otherwise it would just go on and on. And you could put a very large number and it will continue to click next page. I have that programmed into it to keep going to the next page. But, just think about how many, the number of products that make sense for your particular needs in your situation. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to keep this at a very small number. A very, very small number, because I just want to show you that it works and how it works. So I'll just set it to maximum products per search 2 for right now. And now I click save, and everything should be saved in there. And at this point, that's it. The reason why we save those parameters is so that you don't have to keep doing that step. You only have to do it once if you enter it directly into the block. Because now when we run, and actually there's one more step. So we'll come right back to the automation. But in order for you to actually put that data here, to actually output it, you're going to have to actually, I'll have to reset this. In order to put that data here, you have to actually share it. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, Google does this a lot. Okay, so it's back. So we'll click on share, and you'll click on share, and then where it says restricted, you'll have to change this into anyone with the link, and you'll have to change viewer into editor. The reason in here is that Automa is not inside of your Google account. They don't have access to it. They have to access the Google Sheet from the outside. So you have to share it for edit and access, so Google Sheets, so that Automa can access the Google Sheet. Now we're all ready to go, and at this point I'm going to go right back to the automation, and with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start running it. So you see output, right? Source heading is 1, start row is 2, destination is output, column is A, maximum products is 2. Click on run. It's going to go ahead, go to that first keyword, which is laptop, and from here it should open Amazon. In general, you should not have any Amazon tabs open. I should have closed my Amazon tab. And generally, the way you want to do this is run this on a computer that you're not actually physically using at the moment, and just let that browser run. There's a Chrome extension called Keep Awake that you can use to actually keep your computer awake and keep the screen on so it doesn't sleep. As well, that just popped into my head, and I actually have it installed right here on this browser. So this is the second product that it is now. Now you have to realize when it does search, it's just picking up whatever's on the page. So really, 2 products is not enough. You would want to do a larger number of products, because you need as many chances as possible. Because the thing is, sometimes it will pick up something like those that huge pack of towel paper or tissue or whatever it was, because maybe it's an ad on the page or something. It may just pick up other stuff. So you want to have a larger number of products so that you're getting a better chance of a good selection of products actually related to the keywords that you entered in. It does look like it's getting something else here, and that's pretty much how it works. So I'll just let this run a little bit more, because I just want to collect a little product data for you for this video. We just did 1 keyword. Now we're on row 3, AirPods. Now I've added some delay in between the different blocks in this workflow, and I mean, there are a couple reasons why I slow it down, and one is to make it more natural, because Amazon will kind of detect the bot thing, and they'll just give you like one of those diagrams to do, but and you can just do it, and they'll say, okay, we just want to make sure you're a human. If you're sitting around at the computer, if you're close to the computer and you actually see that, and you complete the diagram correctly, then you're okay, right? And it'll just keep going. But in general, I like to not have that bot detection kind of show up too often. And so that's why, part of the reason why I have the delay. The other reason is to give enough time for things to load on the page so that those things can be read from the page. And depending on your computer speed, you may need less or more of it. So you can always go into the block, the Automa workflow. Remember that this solution is completely open. You can literally go in and modify the whole thing. You can modify the whole diagram, the whole workflow. You could even repost it. You could create your own from here. I mean, that's the nature of Automa, is that it's like a shared platform where everyone is sharing and developing, and everyone can borrow and even reuse other people's automations, right? So it's an open platform. So you can just go in and change the delays if you want, and make them slower, make them shorter, which will make the program faster. So that's something you can do. All right, now, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just stop this right here. I didn't really even mean to run it for that long, you know, just for the sake of the video. But where am I? Let's see. So here, Amazon searches. Now I will take a look at the output sheet, and here it is, right? I have a few rows, so I think I left it running just for the right amount of time. So you see for a laptop, we have these two products, and we have the Amazon Basics here. Store, I think this was, yeah, so these are the paper towels that came up. So that can happen because, again, it was on the page for some reason, or probably as an ad or something. And then we have an actual laptop here, right? So, you know, you can get different products here that are going to show up. But basically what you want to do is make sure, again, you're going to work with a larger number of results. I only did 2. So you're not going to have, you know, you'll have more products that make sense in that case, right? So here, that happened again here. So again, that's because I only have 2, right? But we see we have these AirPods. But here's all the data up here. We have the keyword, search URL, meaning the URL, what was actually searched to create the result, the actual search of the word keyword, the ASIN, right? You get an ASIN, you got a price, you got a brand, ships from and sold by, the features, and description, which is in kind of a raw format, but you know, just at least for reading purposes, you could definitely read this and just see what's there, right? And that's pretty much how this automation works. There are many different reasons why you might use this. You might be a seller. You might not even be a seller. You might even be a buyer. You might even be buying. So you might be selling on Amazon, or you might be buying from Amazon. You may have different reasons for doing this. Maybe you're even marketing or something. So whatever your reason is, this is how you can pull off a large number of products under different searches. As you can imagine, doing this manually, you know, searching all of these keywords and then collecting the product data is going to be way slower. Something I want to make note of as far as the automation itself is that this is where the Google Sheets output happens. On occasion, Google Sheets API is going to fight back and say, hey, you're overusing it. You know, they have a rate limit. Google, you have to understand, is free. Because Google is free, they have a lot of rate limits, right? They're not charging you like other software, so you can't just like kind of use it in that way. So occasionally that might happen, and they'll export the data. I have the export data block set for a file name of Amazon Search Products Data. So you will just go into your downloads and you will find a file. You'll see files called Amazon Search Products Data, and you can always, you know, so that if your Google Sheets API fails and you want to have the latest data that came out, you can even add another sheet if you want for this. You can go to File, Import, right? You go to Upload, Browse, you select your Downloads folder, you go to Browse. I mean, I don't think I have one right now, but you can use like your Downloads folder here, right? And you will just select it, whatever that file is, and just upload it, right? Let's see what this is. This unnamed file, I'll just open that, for instance. This may not actually be an Amazon search, but I'm just using it as an example. You have to make sure to select Replace Current Sheet. It's very important that you do that, and then you will import the data, okay? This is just one ASIN. That's something I was testing before, but that's the process of how you would add a download, okay? download a CSV into the Google Sheet. So anyway, that's about it. All you need to do rather, is to install Automa on your machine if you don't already have it onto your browser. I know for a fact it works with Chrome and Firefox. Outside of that, I'm not sure, but either one of those browsers, you go ahead and install it. Find my link. I have basically the way Automa works is you see under Mark Teach Tools. That's basically my collection of tools and tutorials under that name, Mark Teach Tools. Basically, you can go here and see all my different automations. I'll provide you with the link. All right, as I said. And so you can go in here and you can use these different automations. A lot of them have templates to go with them. They have some kind of video that you can watch, some video that I probably have on YouTube. So you can see basically how that automation works. And there's usually some kind of Google Sheet template that you can download as well. So check the description of this video for links. Definitely get on one of my email lists. My primary one I have right now is the Tools for Sellers. Looking to create some other email lists for other interests, but right now that's one that I definitely have. But even if you just download something from me, you'll be on one of my lists in some manner. So just go ahead and do that. Check the description of the video, see what's down there, take your time, go through it. Any other comments, questions, or suggestions, you can leave them below. Other than that, look forward to either hearing from you directly or I'll just see you around in another video.